This video will explain the Student Status Table and how to access Student Profile Forms, SPFs, and Preceptor Information Forms, PIFs, for review and approval. The Student Status Table button will take you to your specialty's list of students. From this table, you can view students who have filled out the SPF and PIF. From here, you can also view and approve SPFs and PIFs once they have been submitted. Students will not appear in this table until they have submitted an SPF. Note that it is your responsibility to check which of your students are missing from this table. If a student never fills out an SPF, then OMTA students won't have the ability to fill out a PIF, and MTA students will not filter correctly into our system. To find and review SPFs and PIFs, you will need to select the academic year. Your specialty will be filtered based on your specialty program. If the specialty is not filtered, then you have access to more than one specialty. Please pick the specialty you need and then choose between viewing MTA and OMTA students. Students are listed in alphabetical order by last name in the table. You can sort the data by clicking the heading of the column you wish to sort by. Clicking the column again will reverse the sort order. You can also drag and drop columns to temporarily reorder them for easier data viewing. The columns will return to their original position the next time you log in. If you are having trouble seeing students in the bottom of the table using the scroll on your screen, click in the Student Status Table and use the scroll wheel on your mouse to scroll to the bottom of the table. If you do not have a scroll wheel, then click on the table and use the down arrow on your keyboard to get to the bottom of the table. The Student Status Table cannot be exported to Excel. For an up-to-date Excel version of this table, please contact the Clinical Placement Department. Use the filtering features of the Student Status Table to get to the appropriate list of students. To approve a student's SPF, you must select the student's name from this drop-down. You will notice that the drop-down lists the students in alphabetical order based on first name. For now, we have no way around this feature. Once you select the student, the View SPF button will light up for you to click and view the student's SPF. If you are trying to review a PIF, you will have to use the drop-down to filter to the correct PIF, and then the View PIF button will light up for you to click and view the student's PIF. When viewing the SPF, please verify that the student has submitted the correct OMTA or MTA form. If they have not filled out the correct form, you will have to reject the form, which I will discuss shortly. To approve an SPF, make sure that all form fields are correct and the student has filled out the correct form. If no changes need to be made, press Approve at the bottom of the page. Please note that students will not be able to complete a PIF form until faculty have approved the SPF form for the student. To approve a PIF, verify that all fields are correct and complete. Then complete the faculty portion at the bottom of the form and press Approve at the bottom of the page. When you approve a form, a message will appear to tell you that the form has been approved. When you click Close on the message, you will be redirected back to the Student Status Table. If you are redirected to a screen that has a blank Student Status Table, you probably have access to more than one specialty. Please use the Specialty drop-down menu to select the specialty you wish to view. Once an SPF has been approved, fields in the columns SPF Approved and SPF Approver will be populated. Once a PIF has been approved, fields in the column PIF Approved will be populated. A copy of the PIF will also be sent to the Clinical Placement Department so they can start processing the placement request. To make adjustments or update a student's form submission in the case of a typo or incorrect information, simply type over what the student has submitted or enter information into any blank fields that you have info for, and click Update Student Profile Form. Then click Approve when the form is correct. You must click the Update button before approving the form. If you make changes and click Approve without updating, the original form will be approved and your changes will be discarded. If the student has filled out the wrong form or you have another reason why they should completely redo the form, please provide an explanation here as to why the form was rejected and click Reject. It is very important that you write an explanation as to why the form was rejected and type your name. When you reject the form, a generic email is sent to the student from the Docfinity system. This email will include the rejection explanation that you've made to the student. If you do not leave an explanation and your name, the student will not know why their form was rejected and who rejected the form. Once you click reject, you will receive a message that the form has been rejected and that an email has been sent to the student. When you close the message, you will be redirected back to your student status table. The forms that have been rejected will be removed from this table. You can always return to review a form after it has been approved. You have the ability to update the form if necessary. Just remember to click the Update button or your changes will not be saved. Possible reasons for a second update are if the student changes their name, changes their specialty, or switches to part-time. In instances where a student is going on LOA and will come back in the next academic year, you can change the academic year at the bottom of the SPF and the PIF form so that the form carries forward into the correct table. Please note you cannot change a student's OMTA or MTA status. In instances where students are changing their MTA or OMTA status mid-semester, please have the student fill out the correct student profile form and submit.